Welcome to the Business Finance Matters podcast. Over the next 15 minutes, we're going to tackle some of the topics that we get asked about on a regular basis so you business owners can get a better understanding of what it is that you're probably dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Let's get on with it. Hello, Trevor.
David, my big German bear, how are you?
Ja, das ist gut, danke.
Excellent. Fluent, obviously.
Always.
Now listen, I know you're desperate to get into this subject. We are going to talk now about lender marketing behaviour. Open us up, Dave.
Oh, where do I start, Trevor? How long have we known each other?
Oh.
And how many times have I sent over one of the many advertisements that I see on a regular basis? I've got them all here on my phone. Shall we repeat? Money in your bank in 24 hours. There's one. Probably sent that to you a million times. What else have we got here? We've got get flexible business finance tomorrow. Apply for funding today, get funding tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Funding for SMEs up to £500,000. Easy online applications. I mean, they are relentless in terms of apply, get funding in under 2 minutes. Same day funding. You know, they are, 97% loans. 97% of our loans are approved day one. I mean, the list is endless of the stream of marketing techniques, and it's not just on social media. I even get them. I don't know about you. I even get them in my email box, both in work and personal.
I do.
Saying this is what we are.
Yeah.
Growth guarantee schemes available.
Yeah.
Come and apply. Almost making you feel like you're going to get approved, making it feel like it's easy, and just putting a picture in someone's head. And even if they do get the approved and the money, which is great, again, I think we spoke about it in one of our podcasts, is that the best way to gain access to finance?
It's, here's a parallel for you. I mean, I do occasionally, I get my mum shopping online, and it's quick, it's easy, it's simple. I can do it in my own time, etc., etc. But you shouldn't really be applying that. That's
a good point, Trev.
Oh yeah,
because I just think it's a behavioural thing, isn't it?
Of course it is.
It's the same with consumer products,
and also, Dave, what it's doing, it's preying on, and we've talked about this before. And I do mean the word preying. It's preying on that culture where business owners don't like talking about finance. Well, think about it. Ain't got to talk to anybody. Tap, tap, tap. Happy days, £500,000. Yeah, I'll be having some of that, I mean, obviously the adverts you get, and certainly the adverts I get and marketing I get, and it's coming to me as nothing to do with what I do for a living, nothing to do with what you do for a living. But
these lenders and these, whatever you want to call them, fintech, broker, organisations, they've been doing this for a while now. And it seems to be gathering momentum.
Yes,
for whatever reason. Maybe that's because just my feed that I get into. But I know other members have spoken about it on a regular occurrence.
Yeah,
that this is low hanging information falling into people's laps.
Yeah,
and the vernacular is misleading.
Oh,
without a shadow of a doubt.
Totally.
And I don't care if any lender or online broker wants to bring it up with me, but I've got proof. I'm not saying that everyone's doing it, by the way. I'm just generalising.
No, I get
we
that.
We see it on a regular basis.
But it's horrible because it's interest rates from. Well, how many times have you seen a loan or a product delivered at that exact interest rate? I've seen you talk to me about it before. 2, 3, 4 times what that interest rate is quoted. It's just
again, it's just the vernacular. It's the way that it's falling into the eye line of business owners. It makes it sound easy. It makes it sound
simple,
straightforward. You must be looking for some kind of finance. Come to us. We've got a bag full of emails and information that have been fed to us on the exact examples that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're not saying that the method is wrong. Yes, of course, get your details out there. That's one modern day way of marketing your business.
Yeah,
it's the vernacular that's being used.
Yeah.
This is debt finance. This is bringing the option to gain access to finance into the living rooms
Yeah.
and making it sound very, very easy.
And it's like I think we were talking before about fees. I mean, I bet none of them say, oh, it's a lender's fee of X and a early termination fee of Y and a late payment fee of Z. You know,
No,
it doesn't do any of
but
that.
it doesn't necessarily have to do that.
I know, but it's misleading though, Dave,
It's
isn't
100% misleading.
You know, it's going back to the shopping analogy. It's a behaviour that people are sucked into, and I'm afraid, I don't know what the percentage would be, but out of 10 people that apply, let's say 9 get approved. How many of those 9 businesses know they've got the right product that's right for them? Yeah. And, we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
We get into this loan stacking every 3 months, et cetera, et cetera.
We've gone through it numerous times about best practice as well. But I think from my understanding, and I've not done huge amounts of research on this, but I know from other members that we speak to, but some of the costs that are involved with this style of marketing are eye-watering. I've heard numbers of £60,000 a month.
Oh, and then some. Dave.
And you kind of get that everyone has a marketing strategy. And I'm not saying that's that we're not even talking about strategy. It's the method that they're using, the words that are used, and the way that that it comes across is just unacceptable.
Yeah, and I think also, the classic phrase "caveat emptor, buyer beware." I did something the other day just to prove a point. I got one of these through, and I looked at it, and I thought, I don't recognise that lender name, and I couldn't find them anywhere. They weren't a company's house. There was a lender of a similar name that was in Australia, and I just thought, okay, just for a laugh, I'm going to apply. And I completely made up everything. Completely made up everything. Gave them a false email, false telephone number, false name. Anything that they asked for, I lied, basically, just to see what happened. And do you know what happened? I clicked apply button. By return, I got an email that said, great, you've been approved. Just send us your last 3 months bank statements. Yeah. And I thought, come on. Yeah. Come on
and
now.
The word, even just using the word approved is misleading. You haven't been approved.
No.
I mean, the person or the organisation behind that could argue, well, we're not necessarily saying you've been approved for finance. We're saying that you've been approved based on the application that you've made. But the word approved is so misleading.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is what is upsetting a lot in the market. And lenders know what they're doing. We've had a number of situations where businesses have gained access to finance through the online brokers. And we know that they're not brokers. If you do some background checks, these are just fintech entities that are driving inquiry levels to whoever they're driving them to.
And I'm afraid I don't see the end of it, Dave, and I don't think you do either. If it's all about, if you've got a big dog that's costing you £60,000-70,000 a month you're spending on it, and he's a big dog, he's going to bark loud and everybody's going to hear him, aren't they? They are going to attract, I'm afraid, large numbers of business owners that really don't know what they're doing.
And bearing in mind, we're not talking about Tesco shopping here, we're talking about debt.
Yeah.
And this is the bit that really galls me, is that we have got some really good lenders out there that are providing some really good levels of funding, which is great, and that's wonderful. But there are also lenders out there, and they know what they're doing, are literally stacking the shelves full of cash and want to get out the door as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
And the way the methodology that's the right word, that they're using.
It will do.
Sorry to laugh, it's not a laughing matter, but the way they're using their marketing to get those inquiries. Could you imagine how many inquiries? I mean, I was told they get thousands a month or something of applications. How many of those are approved? And you add up all the costs, and then obviously going back to, is the best outcome being achieved here?
The thing is, Dave, and I know we had to chat with the members, and I hear members telling me about this, and I saw one of our members, funny enough, put up an article on LinkedIn the other day. He was arguing for regulation. Now, I'm not sure that's the right route. And let's just be clear. The FCA, and I think we've mentioned this before, the Financial Conduct Authority of the UK, is principally and only concerned with consumer debt, okay, for individuals. It has nothing to do, it has no scope with business lending. So what does that leave? an unregulated market, an unregulated sector, I'm afraid, like in any similar situation, it attracts bad actors. And that's what we're talking about here. You know, no one's going to give them guidance. No one's going to say, hold on a minute, are you doing the right thing? No one's going to point out all the fees, whether they're declared or hidden or whatever. It's a nightmare, mate. It is a real nightmare.
It is.
And I think you're right. You know, email, electronic, whatever, LinkedIn, whatever way they want to market, nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
No.
But come on, you just said it, didn't you? You're not ordering your shopping from Tesco's here.
No. This is debt. And I know that for me, I think regulation, no, I don't think it's the right way. I mean, regulation that's happening with the consumers and even the unincorporated businesses, it's become a nightmare, a real challenge.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. But what we do want is some kind of, I don't know what the word is, Trev, some kind of leadership here that says you can't do that. You mustn't say that. And I know that we spoke to a lender not that long ago.
Yeah.
And we asked them, why can't you put so do your marketing, that's great. Why can't you not put some kind of notification on there that says something along the lines of that any business owner seeking access to any type of debt finance should seek professional guidance and advice beforehand, or whatever the words are. But it's a bit like a cigarette packet. You're not supposed to smoke, but clearly there's a sign on there saying don't smoke, you might get...
Well, we know other countries in Europe do that, don't they?
They do.
There are other territories, there are other domains that do that, and I think you're right.
Just to say that we'll say what we want to say.
Yeah.
But even if it's in small print as a start that says we advise that no business owner should gain access to any type of finance without taking. Now, if they don't read it or they want to ignore it, that's fine. But the fact that all these words are being used that are misleading, and there's still nothing on there that just says, by the way, we are one of many lenders. Of course, and you remember the reply we got. Yeah. And they're not going to change the way that they work.
I mean, the guild wants to grow, the guild needs to grow, and the guild will grow. The membership will grow, but it's not strong enough. It's not big enough at the moment to act as that moral barometer, if you like. I mean, it is. The members are highly ethical and highly moral, clear, transparent in everything they do, but they don't represent, a significant sector of the intermediary market.
No, but we are starting to see more people verbalise the issue and make it, on their own. Use LinkedIn as an example on their pages. Yes, as one of our members did recently, and I think that's good. I think the more we see coming out into the marketplace, highlighting this problem, in theory, might there be some reaction to it? Because you never hear anything from anybody else, as far as I'm concerned. No,
you're right. You're absolutely right. It is happening today. It will happen tomorrow, and it's going to happen forever. The one thing we try to do, don't we, Dave, on the podcast, is educate. We're not here selling anything. We're not selling the baked beans in Tesco's here. We're trying to educate business owners and business leaders to understand the pros, the cons, the traps, the advantages, the disadvantages of various things when it comes to business. And this is, I
could go on for hours on this.
I know,
I find
and
it
you could.
One of the bugbears of our industry is the way that this marketing technique is continuing.
Yes.
Just
unabated. Yeah. Listen, I'm glad you got it off your chest, mate. Your big bare chest. And you're right, it's not a laughing matter, but it is, it's important that people understand
and I hope that this podcast is saying something and others will talk about it as well.
I think they should, and I think we need to. I think we've been very good here. We're agnostic, we're not, we know who these lenders are, and I think the majority of the people in our sector know they are. But
if anyone wants to send us some information that they want to share with us,
we'll get the boxing gloves on, mate.
This is a topic that we are generally looking at very, very closely. They can email us at BFP.org. No, I always get this wrong. Podcast at BFM Guild.org.
Unbelievable.
I must rehearse.
And obviously, guild members, they can find it at bfpguild.org. So
all the information's on the pages.
And interesting, I will put a little advert out for the website, actually, because we're about to start and it go live next month. what's that? April, May, June, July, August, September, whatever. It's going to go live shortly. We're creating what's called a knowledge hub, and that's going to link in with a lot of what we talk here on the podcast. It's going to be a source of quality articles, professionally written by guild members on various subjects of debt finance. So I really would advocate that strongly that business owners check in with that. We'll mention it again on some of our future episodes. So it'll be the Knowledge Hub at the Guild website, bfpguild.org.
Can I tell you, I got contacted by the Financial Times the other day.
You did?
Asking me questions.
Oh, you rascal.
So let's see what happens there as well.
Now that will be interesting, and we will certainly talk about that if it gets exposed.
Absolutely. Yeah, watch this space.
You could do with a bit of exposure. Well, perhaps not now. Dave, it's good to see you, mate.
And
we're out of time.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your day.
I will.
Hope you sober up soon. And
Yeah.
happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
What
and,
are you, for
close to that, yeah.
45?
Anyway, on that note, I'm going. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, cheers. Bye.
Thanks for joining us on this podcast. We hope it was useful. Please share, please subscribe so we can share this content to as many business owners as we possibly can. And if there was anything we haven't covered in this particular episode, then please let us know. Drop us a line. We'll be happy to talk about it in future episodes. Thanks again.